It is with deep humility and a great sense of responsibility that I welcome you to this important assembly, being the Leadership Syndication for the outputs of the Botswana Economic Transformation Program, BETP Labs. Today marks more than just a meeting. It is a moment of unity, a moment of reflection, and above all, a moment of renewed hope for every Botswana who is waiting patiently for real change. Let me begin by reminding us how this important journey started and the progress we have made together, hand in hand with the people of this country. We began with honesty. We looked at our economy and asked difficult questions. Where are we strong? Where are we failing? Where are we falling behind? And what must we do differently if we are to build a future of prosperity and dignity for all? The truth is, while we have made many gains as a nation, we know that our current economic model can no longer meet the expectations of our people. It cannot create enough jobs. It cannot close the gaps in opportunity. It cannot fully unlock the potential of our youth, our businesses, or our communities. That is why we issued a bold call for ideas, not just from experts, but from every Botswana, everywhere. We wanted the voice of the nation to shape the path forward, and the response was overwhelming. More than 6,000 ideas were submitted. This response reminded us of something very powerful, that Batswana are ready to rebuild, ready to reimagine, ready to lead change. With the diagnostic in place, the next step was clear. In July, Cabinet came together, united in purpose, to set a national vision that reflects the hopes and ambitions of our people. We agreed on our true north, a high-income Botswana that is digitally enabled, export-led, economically diversified and inclusive. A Botswana where every citizen is employed, empowered and fulfilled. At that same workshop, 9 priority sectors were identified to drive the transformation. This agreement at the highest level of government has given the program strong direction and the political will it needs to succeed. For the past 4 weeks, the BETP labs have been hard at work. They have become the engine room of transformation, bringing together government leaders, private sector experts, civil society, and innovators to refine ideas and craft solutions that are ready for real-world impact. Every idea was tested, every barrier was challenged, and today, only the most important and impactful proposals remain, proposals that we now present to you, our national leadership. Today is not the end of a process, it is the beginning of a new phase, the phase of action, the phase of implementation. This is the moment for us as leaders to move from discussion to delivery, from plans to progress, from ideas to impact. Our people are watching, they are hoping, they are waiting for proof that change is not just promised, but possible, that it is not far, but within reach. And as I say to them today, we hear you, we are with you, and through transformation does not happen, then though transformation does not happen overnight, it is coming. Slowly, steadily, and surely it is coming. Distinguished guests, on behalf of the government of Botswana, I thank you for being here. Let us approach the session with unity, seriousness, and urgency, for the future of Botswana depends on what we choose to do next.
The President of the Republic of Botswana, Advocate Duma, Gideon Boko, Minister of State President Re Mohasa, all cabinet ministers and assistant ministers here present, Madam PSP and your deputy, all senior government officials here present, the private sector, project owners, representatives of civil society and development partners, technical partners, Pemandu and associates, members of the Fourth Estate, ladies, gentlemen, and I have seen men and women who are not as gentle this morning. When we launched the Botswana Economic Transformation Program, we did so with a clear recognition that our nation cannot secure its future by doing things the way we have always done them. We knew we had to be bold and we had to face the uncomfortable truths about our economy. We had to learn, we had to unlearn, we had to relearn. We had to learn that courage is the insistence on progress in the face of fear. We had to unlearn the comfort of old habits, the slow steps of bureaucracy and the excuses of yesterday. We had to relearn the discipline of delivery, the urgency of now, the responsibility of leadership. This was never about drafting plans. It was about daring to disrupt, about redefining destiny, about demonstrating that Botswana does not wait for change. Botswana makes change. And so we had to make a call for ideas, a call for vision, a call for solutions. Batswana and the global community responded with remarkable energy to our call for ideas, submitting 6,925 project proposals. From the vast pool, we faced the painful task of prioritization. It was not easy to select a small number from 1,000. From these, 200 projects were selected to enter the transformation labs. Some projects that entered the labs could not survive the stress tests and the rigorous scrutiny applied. Some were painfully removed, painfully dropped. The remaining have been categorized as making the most, called making the most, meaning that with some facilitation by the government, they are ready for immediate execution, while some were categorized as new opportunities. These are transformative ideas that require further development or are still at their conceptual stage. Refinements are ongoing, and the final report will clearly indicate how each project has been classified. We acknowledge that some members and some people have been grieved and have raised concerns that their projects should have been taken further. We understand these frustrations, but the labs required us to make difficult choices, focusing only on projects with the highest impact, those that are execution ready, and those that do not place unsustainable pressure on government coffers. What matters most is that this is not just about a current portfolio of projects which have been selected. It's the beginning of a movement, a transformation movement that will shape government's effort to achieve what has never been achieved before. This movement will not stop with the current portfolio of projects. Conversations are ongoing to ensure that this becomes a living process capable of accommodating and refining projects not yet submitted, and those that will emerge beyond this current process. So to every dreamer, to every innovator, to every contributor, Do not give up. Your project may not be part of this initial group emerging from the laboratories, but it remains part of a broader vision for Botswana's transformation. We need your resilience, your creativity, and your continued belief in this journey. Together, as part of this transformation movement, we will achieve what once seemed beyond reach. We will write a new chapter in our nation's story of progress. I want to extend deep gratitude to all who have made these labs possible, to our government employees across the ministries who left their offices and joined these intense sessions, committing long hours to problem solving, aligning across ministries, and challenging old ways of working. I say to you, thank you. I was wondering when that is coming. To the private sector leaders who stepped away from daily business for a full month to join this national effort, your sacrifice and conviction speak volumes about your commitment to Botswana. To civil society, development partners, academia, the gurus, and our media, your voices kept us grounded, kept us connected, kept us inspired. Together you have proven that when Botswana and friends of Botswana unite around a common cause, nothing is impossible. Even within government, we saw what is possible when silos fall away and departments work as one team, Team Botswana. This spirit of collaboration will remain the engine of delivery as we move forward as a country. The BETP team shared with me how they worked to keep operational costs for this project minimal. And this was only possible because so many citizens across this country volunteered their time and resources. The true power of co-creation and holding hands has shown through. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Botswana Bureau of Standards for generously providing this world-class venue. Isn't this world-class? Which has proven to have everything we needed. I encourage others to make use of this beautiful, elegant facility. My gratitude also goes to the Botswana Prison Services. I saw them here at 10 and 11 p.m. last night, working through the night. Botswana Prison Services. I extend our gratitude to the Botswana Defence Force, the Gaborone City Council, Botswana Television, Bank of Botswana, the Botswana Digital Innovation Hub, and so many other volunteers. From the private sector, special thanks to Abaricon, Internet Service Provider, and PrimeWorks, audiovisuals company. Your contributions have made this program a true success. Colleagues, the time for planning is over. The time for execution has arrived. Execution, more execution, extra execution, ultra execution, super execution, execution. Minister Ramogapi is particularly pleased. This government has promised Botswana jobs, and I stand here with the full conviction that in these projects we have just stored are the vehicles that will deliver these jobs. We will not rest until every single project detailed in these labs is facilitated, is implemented, and scaled to create lasting impact. If regulations stand in the way, we will reform them. If laws slow us down, we will modernize them. If processes delay action, we will cut through the red tape. Transformation demands nothing less. And every project leaving this lab has a clear owner, a clear timeline, clear measurable outcomes. We will not, Batswana will not tolerate excuses. Delivery is the only currency of leadership. As we finalize the outputs of the BETP labs, we are also working on the National Development Plan, and this is advancing in parallel. And these two processes are not competing. They complement each other. The BETP injects urgency, precision, and execution discipline, while the NDP looks at the broader principles beyond the economy. Together they form the twin engines of Botswana's transformation. So let us learn to lead with courage. Let us unlearn the doubts that divide and the delays that deny us progress. Let us relearn the discipline of delivery, the dignity of duty, and the destiny of a people united. This is our charge, this is our challenge, this is our chance. May it be said of us that we turned promise into performance, we turned potential into prosperity, and we turned plans into progress. We have said that we are building what will become the best managed country, the best managed nation on the African continent, the paragon of fairness, the paragon of unity, the paragon of inclusive prosperity. And at this time, before I call on the President of the Republic of Botswana, I want to say a special thanks. A special thanks of the team that surrounds me, the team that surrounds the President, the team that is across government, that is making these things possible. I want to thank the facilitation of the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Dr. Alex Khanetsano. I want to thank Ms. Madala. I want to thank Renkwe at the Ministry of Finance. I want to thank Rendobano Mama Likongwa at the National Planning Commission. And of course, I want to thank, or maybe a clap for them. And I want to thank all of the public service led by yourself, Madam PSP, Gaolatlhe, and your deputy. I wish to quote at this point as I depart this podium words by Howard Thurman. Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive. Because what the world needs are men and women who have come alive.